Hi YouTube. Oh wait. Okay. Uh, Hi YouTube. Fifi here. It's a little bit of a different kind of video today. Um, I've been working really hard on a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and I wanted to like kind of share some of my first draft opinions and stuff like that of this deck. If you couldn't tell from the title, I built Nouvelles. Uh, there's a couple of cards that I'm getting that are proxied out, and there's a couple of cards I don't have the ability to get that I don't necessarily see as super important to the deck. And it's literally just Voici la carte, which lets you Voici la carte lets you reveal two ritual monsters from your deck, and then you get to add a ritual spell, and then the opponent gives you one of those cards, and you add a ritual spell to your hand based on which one they give you. I have two copies of what is the card called? Preparation Rites. Preparation of Rites. I have two copies of Preparation of Rites to to kind of fill not a similar role, but like kind of fill a role that lets me still have half of that effect, but I get to choose. So to start off, we'll start off with the monsters. I'm currently running three copies of not Peltas, Poissonnier de Nouvelles. Uh, this card is all around exactly what the deck needed whenever it first came out. It adds either the level 1 or a recipe card. It can add the counter trap, or it can add one of the ritual spells, so it can just add whatever you're missing. And then whenever it gets tributed, it sets itself in the pendulum scale, and it has an effect on the pendulum scale that targets. Uh, so you can trigger your own Nouvelle monsters. This card is just overall amazing for the deck. It does everything that the deck wants. And also, if I had Diviner of the Heralds, when you tribute Diviner, you can grab this, and this thing triggers on normal or special summon. So you would get the effect. So you tribute Diviner, and you get to add the counter trap card. It's really good. Then I'm running, for my ritual spells, I'm running two of the level 1. The level 1 excavates 5, and its ritual spell adds the other ritual spell if you summon it with it. And it allows you to just use the Poissonnier to. Not Poissonnier. Yeah, Poissonnier to uh, get this, because it's level 1. The Poissonnier will add this, and then you control the Poissonnier, which puts it in the zone, and it's overall just like really good. And then I'm running one of the level 2 because there are going to be times when you want the spell trap destruction, but also just the second effect of Reset to Beyond, turning all your opponent's monsters to attack position. This deck cares a lot about your opponent's monsters being in attack position, so it's just good to have, but it's not really the best on its own. It's not like the level 1 that's going to dig you 5 cards. This one is just a pretty good effect. I'm running two of the level 3. You really want to see the level 3 at some point in the turn. Either want to hit it off the level 1, or you want to find it with Preparation of Rites. If you don't find it off the level 1. And then I'm running one of the level 4. There are actually instances where this comes up later on. I'm running a small Dogmatica package. I'm not running any of the ritual monsters and stuff like that. I'm running Medusa, Servant's Punishment, and Ecclesia. But there's a time when if I have this on the board, I can Dogmatica Punishment target my opponent's monster. And this will tribute one face-up attack position monster of theirs in itself to grab the level 4, which shuffles 3 cards back, which is really good right now in this meta. We're in a very graveyard-centric meta. And this shuffles 3 cards from a graveyard back when it gets summoned. So just having this as an option is just really good. I have one of the level 5. This is what you end your board on. You're going to target the level 3 with the Prachianair, which will grab the level 5, which adds the field spell, which adds the counter trap card. This also has a quick effect tribute to special the level 6, which is a full board Dark Ruler no more, and gets rid of all of their monsters. It tributes all face up attack position monsters to is face up attack position. Wait, no, that's level 6 I'm thinking of. The level 6 tributes all monsters you control. I mean, all monsters your opponent controls. So this gets really rewarded Dark Rulers through back row. And then Hungry Burger itself for the level 6, because level 6 can grab this. For in Archetype Spell Suite, I have one Reset to Beyond. This card gets tutored off the other ritual spell, and is overall pretty good. I'm gonna just leave this over here, like as kind of like a reminder of what we've gone through. And then I have 3 copies of Reset de Poisson. Poisson will grab Beyond in the regular combo line because you'll use Poisson to get the level 1, which this says if you special summon Burlebai, you get Reset de Beyond from your deck or graveyard. Then I have 3 copies of Conqueror de Cuisine, which this card is amazing. It specials the level 1 from deck, and you also get to special summon a Peticio Curvature to your opponent's field, so you have something to tribute for your normal combo line. This card starts all your combos and finishes all your combos, but locks you out of the extra deck, which is why I feel running the Dogmatica package is really good right now. And then I have 1 copy of Chef's Special Recipe. I've debated 2, I've debated 1. I figured 1 is the best option because you're going to like set up a board that can interact with like multiple things with like single cards, and then if you make it to your turn, you can kill them most of the time because you're going to have the level 6 is 2400 plus Hungry Burger is 2000 plus the level 5 is I think 2200. It might be 2000. But that's 6,400, and it's really easy to get the last 1,600 on your turn. You will probably have it already, actually, most of the time. And then I'm running one of the field spell. This is one of the cards that I'm missing, that I'm getting. The field spell is absolutely busted. It adds any recipe card in your deck to your hand, including this one. You can reveal any ritual monster from your hand, put it on the bottom, and draw a card. And then at the end of turn, you can put a recipe card and any other card in your graveyard on the bottom of your deck to draw a card. So this card draws 2 cards a turn and adds any recipe card, but you're going to 90% of the time find the Chef's Special Recipe off of it, and you're going to grab this off of Balmonier de Nouvelles. So you're drawing 3 cards a turn. Every turn in this deck. I don't know how many hand traps to run. I'm currently at 40 cards. I'm tempted to go to like 46 to run 3 Jewel, 3 Ash. So for non-archetype spells, I'm running 3 copies of Pre-Preparation of Rites. Because Reset de Poisson mentions Burlebai de Nouvelles by name, you can use this to grab both, so this is a really good starter for the deck. I also have 2 copies of Preparation of Rites. These are supposed to be Voici la carte. But, yeah, I just don't have them and don't have a way lined up to get them. And then I'm also running 3 copies of Product Prosperity. You don't use your extra deck in this deck. You use 3 cards out of it, maybe. So this is literally just free. I'm running 3 copies of Swarvis. Because I'm currently running Pre-Preparation of Rites, I can grab this if I feel like I need the extra protection. But also, it's a ritual monster that can bottom if the matchup doesn't have a good use for it. Like if the opponent isn't going to target anything of mine, I don't need the Swervis. I can bottom it. It's also a card I can just draw in other matchups off the field spell in the end phase that actually does something. And then I have 3 copies of Ecclesia to grab Punishment. Punishment's really good. I'm running 3 copies of Nadir Servant. I'm getting 2 next time I go to my local card shop. I have 1 copy of Dogmatica Punishment. And then the neat little trick is I'm running 1 copy of Shadal Schism for a specific play I can make with Nadeo movement, I can send Shekinaga, add the Schism, and all of the Nouvelle monsters are dark. And I'm going to end up with at least one of these in my graveyard in a normal game. So Nadeo Servant represents Winda plus Winda Punishment. So it's really good. And I will do some playtest hands. Oh wait, I have to show you the whatchamacallit first. I have to show you the extra deck. You'll have to ignore one of the cards. I don't have a second. So I'm supposed to have a second copy of Dynamondo. Dynamondo is one of the cards you actually summon. I just have this random card in here for prosperity's sakes. But this is supposed to be a second Dynamondo. I just can't find one. I'm gonna 3 copies of Nightmare Unicorn. It comes up sometimes. You have the 3 copies of Entis to send off of Punishment and Servant. 2 copies of Curvature, Shekinaga and Winda for the Nadir Servant Schism play, and 3 copies of Herald should I absolutely need them. And you'll see what I mean by this deck doesn't really use the extra deck at all, really. So, like, I'll shuffle up. And also, I want to point out that this deck is stupid consistent. After I show you, like, a basic combo line and stuff like that, I'll show off, like, I'll just start drawing 5 cards and just cut the deck down and down and down and down and down, and you'll realize this deck has so many stupid consistent starter pieces, and you're probably going to see like 3 to 4 in an opening hand. It'll be so funny if after I talk about how much the I'm gonna shuffle this on camera. It'll be so funny if after I talk about how consistent the deck is, I just don't get a good opening hand to showcase the deck and like a basic combo. So we draw 5 cards. That's Spot of Prosperity, Reset de Viande, Ecclesia, Reset de Poisson, and Burlebai. This is a playable hand. It's not super great, but we'll start with a Pot of Prosperity. I'm just gonna get rid of 2 Nightmare Unicorn, 2 Entis, and the Dragus Capellia, and 1 Herald. Look at the top 6. Pick one. I'm gonna take the Swarvis here because I genuinely need this Burlebai to resolve for this hand to work in this instance. So we're gonna start off with normal summoning Ecclesia. Ecclesia effect will add the punishment. We really wanted to see Poissonniere. Where's the punishment? Where's punishment? So we have Dogmatic Punishment. Activate Reset de Poisson, Tributing Ecclesia to get us the level 1. We already have the Reset de Viande in hand, so we don't need to find it off of the Reset de Poisson. And then we'll excavate 5 for a Nouvelle card. And we didn't find it. That hand was really bad. You dig 5 cards, and I think that 23 of the cards are Nouvelle cards, so the fact that I didn't hit any is really funny. Which we really want to see there. So I'm gonna do a second playtest. It's so funny that didn't work out. I'm really telling how consistent this deck is. Oh, that was so bad. I took swore of this. I didn't see anything else I wanted off of that prosperity though. Okay, so this hand significantly better. So it has the field spell in the hand, but we don't really care. We're gonna activate this Conquer de Cuisine, Culinary Confrontation. We're going to special summon from the deck the level 1 to our side. And then from the extra deck, our opponent gets a copy of Peticial Coverture. This effect will activate and add a recipe card or a level 1, but I'm adding a recipe card. I'm adding Recette de Poisson. Recette de Poisson, tributing Poissonnière de Nouvelles to special summon the level 1, which means that I get to add Recette de Viande from my deck to my hand. There's the Recette de Viande. And then you can Chain Block, Ash Blossom, and Joy Spring here. You also, this shuts off Imperm too. It's another really good. So shutting off Ash and Imperm here is huge. So we'll go Chainlink 1, Burler by Chainlink 2, Poissonnière de Nouvelles. De Nouvelles will set itself, and then Burler by will Excavate 5. We really want to see the level 3. Didn't see the level 3. It's fine, I have a preparation of rights. So I will take this Foie Glacia de Nouvelles. We shuffle these back into the deck. And then I'm going to activate my preparation of rights to add the level 3. There's my Preltus. I have not normal summoned, so if I find Nadir Servant or whatchamacallit, Ecclesia, I get a lot out of that. I'm going to activate Recette de Viande, tributing this Foie Glacia from my hand to special the level 3. Effect to draw a card. Drew Nadir Servant. Now that I have that, I'm going to activate Poissonnière, targeting the Preltus. Preltus will trigger. I'll get to tribute one phase of attack position monster, which I'm going to tribute this, which does turn on Imperm at this point. But at this point, I already have the field spell, so I get the counter trap no matter what. And then I spell source summon from the deck Balmounier de Nouvelles, which effect will add the counter trap card. And then, well, I guess these two would be here. And then I will activate this Nadir Servant. Nadir Servant's effect, sending El Shaddai Shekanaga to add Ecclesia. So we add Ecclesia, Shekanaga effect, add the Schism, normal summon Ecclesia. We will add the punishment. Shuffle up the deck. We will activate Nouvelle Restaurant at table. I will opt not to find a recipe card. And then I will set 3 cards, which will be an Omni Negate, a Punishment, and a Schism. I'm going to set them here. And then I have the Swervis in hand as like an extra protection against like Barone or Shizhao or Promethean Princess or Flamberge or the one Fire King card that bounces. I have a lot of this card can deal with a lot from the Fire King deck. This card can deal with a lot from just a lot of decks in general. So, and as I said, it's findable off preparation of rights, and if you don't need it for the specific matchup, you can pitch it to the field spell. We'll put it on the bottom to the field spell and draw a card. Speaking of, in the end phase, we get to put back into the deck the Foie Glacia, so we have access to it, and the Recette de Poisson with the effect of the field spell, which will allow us to draw an extra card. which is just a part of prosperity. But yeah, you're able to draw like 3 cards a turn. You're able to set up. This card represents 3 cards gone. So, say I let my opponent go normal Snake Eye Ash, add Poplar to hand. Poplar effect to special summon itself. Set the Sinful Spoils, and then I activate Punishment. Punishment target the Ash, which will send this Entis. And this will trigger, and I contribute the Poplar. So Ash and Poplar go to the graveyard, and I special summon the level 4. So I shuffle both of them back before they can come back. And Entis pops the Sinful Spoils. I don't know if Poplar sets it or adds it. If it's adds, then I would send something else. And then at this point, I get to activate the Schism, use the Peraltus, use the Shekinaga, make a Winda. And if they have a follow-up play, I get to use the Chef Special Recipe. And if they still continue to play somehow, right, I contribute a face-up attack position monster to get the level 6, which Dark Rulers their board and tributes all face-up attack position monsters they control. That's kind of what this deck does. And as I said, I have enough on board to kill them on the swing back. So I have multiple points of disruption, and I had multiple ways of starting off my turn, so Ash wouldn't work. The only card that actively stops this deck really well is Droll, and I know Droll is super popular right now, which is why, like, I'm not super excited about this deck, if that makes sense. Like, the deck does a lot, right? And the deck plays through, like, a couple pieces of interaction pretty well, but it doesn't play through Droll at all. And that's the big problem with this deck. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I've been loving just playtesting this deck, building it, seeing what all I can do, and just doing everything that I've been able to do with it so far. And I hope that you all have a good rest of your day. And I will see you all next time. Oh, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you have any, like, pieces of advice that aren't, like, super money intensive, which I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Super money intensive game, can't really ask for much. But, like, this is a pretty budget deck. Pots are like $5, the field spell is $5, and then the rest of the deck is literally bulk. I think that maybe Winda is like a couple dollars. So you can build this deck for, like, under $50. And for under $50, right? For under $50, this deck is kind of nuts. So, yeah. And as I said, it's the first rough draft of the deck. I'm obviously going to try to keep working on it, but I'm pretty happy with its setup so far. So, yeah. If you have any points of advice, I would love to have them. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.